There are new developments in the criminal case against a former county attorney from Apache County in rural eastern Arizona. His wife, the school superintendent, is also charged.
The cases surround misuse of taxpayer money and intimidation. The couple appeared in court today. They're trying to get a judge to dismiss those charges. Investigative reporter Amy Cutler was in that courtroom today. Amy, what's the latest? You've been following this case for many months.
Yeah, I certainly have, Jared and Vanessa, and at this point, no decision just yet. But for more than 3 hours, the judge heard from the Whiting's attorneys and from the state. The Whiting's attorneys are arguing that the evidence that the prosecutors presented to the grand jury in order to get that indictment was misleading. They are asking the judge to dismiss some of the most serious charges. Now, all of this started back in June when investigators with the state attorney general's office raided the county attorney Michael Whiting's home and office. Michael and his wife Joy were indicted in August. Michael, the longtime county attorney, is accused of using taxpayer money to buy gym equipment and T-shirts for a school event, along with threatening his wife's political opponent. He later dropped out of the race. Now, Joy is accused of using nearly a quarter of her budget on an SUV that Michael then used. The Whiting's attorneys argued in court today that the attorney general's office doesn't understand how Apache County works, saying it's a small county and the departments share things like vehicles. Take a listen.
It's not just an isolated problem, it's a systemic problem. And that's really unfortunate here, because when you combine all this together, the grand jury doesn't get a fair appreciation, not just of any one count, but they all don't pass the smell test.
This is not personal. The state is simply doing its job, just like defense is doing its job. I'm not sure why he would come up here and say he doesn't understand that the state is just doing this for gamesmanship. Again, this is not personal.
Prosecutors responded by explaining that the evidence they presented to the grand jury was the latest and best information they had at the time, and that they've since had a forensic accountant go through the books. The judge saying that he will take all of this into account before issuing a ruling on the matter. All sides due back in court March 28th, and that's when we'll get a better sense of when a trial for the Whitings might be set to begin.